Hey guys, and welcome to my April wrap-up, in which I will talk about the books that I read in April, which unfortunately was only 3 books in April. I know, I'm a bad reader. So sorry. In my TBR for the month, I was a bit adventurous and set myself a target of 8 books to read, and you know, with so many new books coming in this month, I got a bit distracted by all the good newness and kind of started flicking through them and reading like opening chapters and things. Lost a lot of reading time doing that. Also, it was like school holidays and you know, it's kind of difficult to read when you're like stressed out, and usually I read in my breaks, and I was on breaks with new people, and new people apparently like to talk. They don't grasp the whole concept of break time is my time, shut it. I know that seems really bitchy, but when you have to spend all day being happy and smiling and being like, hi, how are you? Oh, it's lovely weather today. Can I get you any coffee? Would you like any ketchup? Trust me, by the time it's break time, you don't want to speak to anybody. You just want to be quiet and still, silent. So quiet that you could hear a feather drop. So yeah, I didn't get much reading done. Anyways, so the books that I did read were these 3, only one of which was actually on my TBR, which is the Succubus Blues by Richelle Mead. I actually attempted a review of this on my blog. I will link in the info box. It's possibly the most pitiful review I've ever written, but I'm trying to get into it, so look forward to a few rather crap reviews coming soon. But I really enjoyed this. I feel like more could have been done, but for a first book in a series, I think we got to know the characters really well, and it's set up for the future books really rather well, and there's a few tear-jerky moments in it. Richelle Mead has that effect on me, I've come to realise, but I really enjoyed it. I really would recommend it. It's kind of like not quite a paranormal romance, more like an urban fantasy. But you can't even see my hand doing it. It's really good. I would recommend it for more mature readers, definitely. There is like swearing and lots of violence and some sexiness going on in there, little shenanigans. I mean, hey, it's about succubus. They feed off sexual energy. So you can kind of expect that. So yeah, Succubus Blues. Nice we have Night School by Daugherty, and I really love this book, and I'm finding it really hard to talk about it without going into this lengthy little chit chat about it, so I'm gonna do a different review of this specifically, probably on my blog. Hopefully it'll be better than Succubus Blues one. But basically this is a kind of boarding school suspense book. Basically it's about a girl called Ali Sheridan who is a troublesome kid, and she's like arrested and things, and she's like acting out basically. Her brother ran away from home, and she feels as though her family doesn't love her, and she just kind of acts out just to try and feel something. And so they send her away to this boarding school called Creagh Academy, I believe, or Cymeria Academy. And basically, the other students there only go there because they've had family previously who went there. They call it legacy. Only people with legacy go there. Only they know about this academy. And strange things start happening. There's like, she hears like people talking in the night. She feels like she's being watched, she's being followed, and there's like this strange attack with like an animal in a garden. And I think that's pretty much all I can tell you without like ruining anything really. It's hard to explain without going into too much detail, but it is a really good book. I do feel, although the plot is a bit lacking, like it goes like expanse of time where not much happens and then things happen and it's a bit not explained very well, and then you get to the end and like everything happens and it's like you get to know like the who and the where, but not the why and the what. Like, what is it these people actually want and why do they want it, you know? Why is it's you need to read it, okay? Basically, I really like this book. I would really recommend it. I have a feeling it's gonna be big. Once like the series continues on a little bit, the 4th book is about to come out, I think next month or in June. Why am I saying next month? This goes up in May. I think the 4th book either comes up in May or June, and it's called Resistance, I believe. And I think once the series like gets on a little bit more, I think this might be big, so I recommend jumping on it before it gets huge, and then you can be one of those people like, I read it when, so recommend it. And then we have Nevermore by Creagh, and it has this beautiful cover, and I thought this was going to be one of those stereotypical kind of contemporary romances with a little bit of twist. Like the really popular cheerleader kind of gets teamed up with the goth guy for a school project and they fall in love. But it's not quite as straightforward as that. They don't like each other. They really don't like each other to start off with, and she tries to think of a way of getting out of it, and she tries not to let her boyfriend know, but he finds out anyway, and it all blows up, basically. And there's a whole lot of secrecy and running around and pussyfooting around people. It's not the kind of book where it's like an insta-love. They're kind of... they don't like each other to start with, and then they kind of prove each other wrong about their opinions of the other, if that makes sense. Like, she thinks he's all like sullen and dark and all deathy, and he thinks that she's some blonde-haired bimbo when really she has a brain. And they just get to know each other, and they it's not insta-love, and that makes me happy. It's part of a trilogy, I believe. And the cutoff for this book sets up perfectly for the next book. The Edgar Allan Poe aspect, where they kind of sort of enter Edgar Allan's sort of shadow realm, where all like the ideas and things for his works come from, I think's genius. It's kind of, again, this is a book that's really hard to explain without going into too much detail. It's really well written, and it makes me really want to read Edgar Allan Poe's work. I haven't really read very much. I think I read The Raven once when I was in school, and that's about it. This kind of focuses on the Mask of the Red Death, and when they enter the dream shadow world, they're kind of living out that story, and it gets really freaky, and the imagery in it is intense and epic. I would highly recommend it. Whether or not you've read any Edgar Allan Poe or not, I would recommend it. It's kind of like a contemporary, bordering on paranormal, maybe, I wouldn't really call it paranormal, really, like, is gothic the right term for the genre? Possibly. It's like contemporary slash gothic. Gothic's contemporary. Could we make that a thing? This is a gothic contemporary novel. With a touch of alter reality thrown in. It's really hard to describe. I can't pinpoint it. Sorry, I'm chewing gum. I'm really rude. I'm so sorry. Yeah, I really want to read the second book. Really want to read the second one. It's called Evershadowed, and then I'm not sure what the third one's called, but it's supposed to come out later this year, which makes me really, really excited. So, those were the 3 books I read this month. Well, that I read in April. I read Succubus Blues, Night School, and Nevermore. Definitely nowhere near the 8 books I had planned, but there's always May. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you guys read in April, and let me know if you want more in-depth reviews on these books, and I'll see what I can do. I'll definitely do blog reviews on them, but if you want to see a video review, let me know and I will sit here and ramble away about the stories. Anyways, I will see you guys later, and bye bye.